Welcome to the Jerry Graves channel. It's a channel that talks about narcissists. And without further ado, I'm going to jump straight into the topic. But first, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you ring the bell. Let's jump into it. One skill that the narcissists have that you do not is that they can recharge anywhere they go. Most people have to be at least in a safe environment or a quote-unquote non-toxic environment to recharge. Most of us are introverts, so we recharge at the house, but a lot of narcissists, even though there are narcissists who are introverts, like, don't get me wrong, but they don't feel as uncomfortable in the world the way empath would, or somebody who's being victimized by narcissism would, just because the world's more toxic than it should be. It's just a really toxic place, and they're a really toxic person, so they can at least feel a little bit more comfortable than you would, and that's just how it is. So for them, like I said in another video, them working at a 9 to 5 and putting in all these hours does not bother them the same way it bothers the average person, because they're going to get supply. They're going to rag on somebody so that they can get through their day. They're going to put somebody down to build themselves up so they can get through the day. Well, the average person, you don't do that. So you are really feeling the blunt of the social situation and the emotional impact on you. You're not just physically tired when you go home. You're mentally tired. You're just emotionally tired. But the narcissist isn't that way. They're just physically tired. So in general, they don't have the same problems recharging that you do. They can go to work and come home, no matter how toxic the environment is, unless it's directly aimed at them. They can go sleep like a baby at the end of the night. But the average person, if they're in a real toxic environment, even if it's not aimed directly at them, they're going to feel that. They're not going to be able to sleep as easy, just being around that. And so you have to be able to recharge the same way that they do, because it's just one of those things so that these people don't wear you down. So the question is, how do you recharge in a toxic world? Because you can't just stay at home all day, because a part of the problem is that you need to get out in the sun. You need fresh air. You need the world to keep you in balance. And that, when I say the world, I'm talking about nature. I'm talking about just getting exercise, moving to different places, not just running in your house on your treadmill. But sometimes you gotta move. You gotta really get out and go. And usually while you're doing that type of stuff, depending on your level of whether you're targeted or not, the more people sneer at you or stare at you or just do little things that they know they shouldn't do, just because they just do things they know they shouldn't do. And what happens is when you get away from the narc and you're trying to recuperate and recharge yourself, you never quite can get it out of your system, because of the people that are around you, though, that don't really let you fully, relax and be yourself and just, feel like you're not under attack and feel like you're not afraid of a crowd, or you get what I'm saying? Like, it's just not the way it's supposed to be, the atmosphere. So even when you get away from your narcissist, you can't fully recharge the way you're supposed to. You get what I'm saying? And so you have to work on that by using, I guess, like I said in my other videos, using pictures, look at pictures of people sneering, look at people making faces that they shouldn't be making. You can get those type of pictures off Google and just kind of work through stuff like that, because it actually matters. It makes it where you can't recharge unless you're in your house. And if you stay in your house too long, then you're not fully going to recharge. And then you just end up on this path of just trying to consume food or consume alcohol or consume something, because you can't recharge in any other way. So let me go get a drink. Let me go get something. And that's where the narcissists want you. They want you overeating. They want you eating high fructose corn syrup or things that aren't good for you. They want you to always be looking to try to get that one last meal to make you feel like you've gotten a break. But no, you do what you're supposed to do. You add on to that. Like once you get good at exposing yourself to how people are looking at you and all that, and how people are, and then you add on the meditation, you add on things like that while you're out and about so that you can recharge. But until you get past this part where get past the toxic world that's going on, where people don't create a friendly atmosphere, there's always tension, there's always some type of tension in every environment, you'll never be able to relax. That's the reason why most people are overeating and overconsuming media. Like, everybody has their vice, and it's because the atmosphere ain't right. This ain't right. What's going on out here is just not right. So you got to do something to make it right, or at least to desensitize yourself to it. Hopefully I made sense in this video, but that's a skill that you have that the narcissist has. You need to be able to recharge anywhere you go. And that'll do it for this video. Peace. And if you want examples of videos that you can watch, look up on YouTube facial expressions of contempt, and there will be videos that will show slideshows of people who give those expressions. And if you watch that, you'll see whether or not you are sensitive to that, because people are sensitive to other people's face expressions and facial expressions and things like that. Like, a lot of people even can become anxious. Like, one of my first times looking through a contempt habituation video, I actually got nervous. I had like a whole bunch of anxiety just looking at pictures of facial expressions of contempt. And just imagine if I didn't discover that, I would be, affected by this and not ever having an ability to kind of calm myself down. And the last thing I want to say is that it'll never be perfect. It'll never be perfect. No matter how long you live, you'll never be perfect. But you can make it better so that you can at least recharge a little bit.